Well, I'm Carol. I live in Allerton, Bywater, and I worship at Kippax. My career was in nursing and midwifery, but I was also very interested in art.
Hello, I'm Margaret. I worship at St Mary's at Swillington, and most of my working life I spent working for Leeds Adult Social Care, and I worked as a rehabilitation officer with visually impaired people.
Martin Baldwin. Most of my working career I was a school teacher.
Well, I'm Ben Muster. I'm a manager for a global international car auction business.
Well, my name's Trudy, and I spent 40 years working with children, specialising in children with autism.
Well, like Trudy, I went to church as a child. Really, the focus was the church. I wasn't able to attend church regularly because of shifts and things like that, but I did come back to it, and I think more so when I moved to Allerton. Yes, one of the first people I met was from Allerton Church. She said to me, why don't you come to the church? And I did, and I was so glad I did. About discipleship, it's not about expecting too much. It's about listening. It's about caring. It's about showing by example.
And I didn't start going to church until I was in my early teens, and then I lapsed. Didn't go for years when I was a teenager and a young mum. And I came back to church when the children were young. I wanted them to go to Sunday school. When I was in my 40s, my mother, who hadn't been to church for donkey's years, suddenly started going to church again. And just somehow reignited something in me. She became a devoted Christian, and I saw how it changed her.
And over the years, I'd like to think that it's been a journey, and slowly I've peeled back the layers, turned back the leaves, and found I'm getting deeper and deeper into the worship of God.
First and foremost, I used to attend church with my grandparents when I was young. I drifted away from God and church. And the real anchoring point back to church and back to God was when I had my children. I want to instill values into my children's life, and I knew there'd be times in their life they'd probably ask me questions, and I felt that I wouldn't have the answers if I didn't, start re-following and understanding more.
That, my childhood and teens were spent going to church youth clubs, and then I left home and had quite a long gap. And then one day we were struggling with some issues at home, bereavements and so on, and I said to someone I was working with who was a very committed Christian, will you pray for me and for my family? And then afterwards I thought, well, you can pray for yourself. So I started thinking more deeply about my faith.
And I did the Stations of the Cross, which are in Kippax. I grew as a Christian while I was doing those as well. I found it really, really emotional. Even I'd known all my life that, yes, he died on the cross, but it didn't hit me until I was actually doing that work. And I also love doing music. I sing in Kippax choir. And I would like to bring more people in, really, through that avenue.
I don't hide the fact that I'm a Christian, and most of my people I worked with and the people I know that I'm a Christian. Whether I've ever brought anybody to Jesus, I don't know. I do offer to pray for people. I do tell them that I've prayed for them. I think one of the main things is prayer. You just have to talk to God and let him talk to you as well.
Developing and enriching our worship, I suppose that is a way of drawing people in. But it's like any journey, it's always, every now and again, it's a good idea to look at the guidebook and see where you are, what you're looking at, and where you should go next. And I think the Bible reading notes that I've used over the decades really have been very helpful in that point of view. It's a journey. Set going, get going, and see where you land.
To anybody that's not going to church, don't be afraid to walk through the door. You know, will anybody say hello to me? And you know, you'll always get a welcome, you'll always get a smile and hello. The girls do ballet on a weekend, so they're not there all the time as what myself and Owen are. But you know, I'm so blessed just to take Owen in and into the church and the congregation, just take him under his wing. You know, for me. And when we're driving home and we get into the village, my two little girls will turn around and say, "We're home, Mummy and Daddy," because there's our church.
I would hope by example, by the life that I lead, the opportunities I have to show people what joy there is in following Jesus. Don't expect too much too soon. Just take small steps and just be who you are and be open to God in your life, and it will come.